Hello, everybody. This is a Lamley Showcase. Time to preview a highly anticipated car culture set, Circuit Legends. I believe this is second Circuit Legends set from Hot Wheels, from car culture. Buzz, buzz, buzz about this set because Ferrari has entered the chat. This has been the talk, and it was just released in Malaysia. We got a whole lot of things to do. I got a good car show for you today. Let's get right to it. 6 cars, really 5, because there is a chase. I saw some people had pulled it in Malaysia. This will be hitting here in the United States fairly soon. I think fairly soon, within the next few weeks, I think. But 2 new castings as well. All the talk about the 499P, the Ferrari, but the Mustang RTR, this is a new casting as well. We'll go ahead and do some comparisons on that one. There's some really interesting things about that. Sadly, somewhat overshadowed, but let's just get to it. I'm going to start from the back. And we're not going to go in order. We're just going to probably go in terms of cars that, just in terms of what the buzz has been. So we are going to start with the Pandem Subaru BRZ. This one returns. I think this is the 3rd version. I might be wrong. I'll show you this real quick, just the back. There are the cars. There is that for whenever that time comes. If you're looking for it in store, this will be obviously at hobby dealers here soon as well. Pandem deco on this. It's actually a Pandem body kit on this model. I think what we've seen before, I could be wrong. We've got the blue version, this one that kind of, I think, bothers everybody because it came in a blister that really pushed over. I know there's a way to straighten this out, but I just haven't done it. So this first blue one from one of the car culture mixes a while ago, there was a repeat in a 2-pack. I'm just going to put this down here. And then this really, really nice Falcon version remains the best one. And I think that continues, even though this one is very nice. Artwork is fantastic. Let's go ahead and open this one up, put it on the turntable. Open from the bottom. That's what I'm trying to do these days. So keep the card somewhat intact. There we go. We'll throw that over here, and here it is. Black 10 spokes, Pandem deco. Fairly okay. I'd say this is clean. Gretty on the front, on the front grille looks very, very nice. The Pandem deco is very simple. Honestly, this is not something I'd usually say, but I could use a little more deco on this one. Although that Pandem is kind of the way it goes. You've seen it like this. I mean, this is very much a car show version too. I think if this were a true circuit racer, it'd have a little bit more deco on it. But maybe I'm wrong. You guys can argue with me on that one, but it does look really good, and it does look like the spoiler is relatively straight. There is the Pandems. I'll put those over there. We'll go over here. We'll go from modern Pandem kit to very much classic with the Porsche 917 KH. Nice to see this one back, and nice to see it in an iconic tribute livery, I guess is what we will say. This casting has been used in various ways. It's a little dated. It's one that I think could use an update. But I think, let's see, where has it been? From what I have in terms of premium castings is this famous RLC Golf, which is really cool, the number 20 in the Spectre Flame Golf color that is from a collection now that is very hard to acquire, but I thankfully bought it way back when. I guess I could start doing kind of a car show over here. So we'll put this one like that over there. And then it repeated as Golf in more of a realistic livery, still number 20, essentially the exact same deco. This one was for that car culture diorama set with, I think, the Mercedes SL and things like that. And I think that's it. But I also pulled out, just because we're doing this livery, I pulled out this tribute livery from the Porsche. This is the what is this one? The 935, right? This was in Boulevard in kind of a tribute. And just for kicks, this Porsche 910 that was in this tribute livery, I can pop this off. This is from the Leipzig show in Germany from 2022, maybe 2023. Can't remember. It says 22 on it. Well, it'll say right here, 2023. And they did this one. They did this tribute livery in this casting, which we have not seen return to Matchbox, which is kind of a bummer because that's a really, really cool model as well. So I'll just put that on its little pedestal over there in the corner. Move this down, and let's talk about this particular model, the 917 KH. Let's just open it up. Give that a little toss, and here it is on the turntable. The casting, I mean, honestly, the only thing that I would update about it is I would change, like, the body itself's really nice. The problem with this casting is the stance, and you want wide wheels on the back, and the ability to do a thinner wheel on the front, wide wheels in the back, but you know, you're gonna have to play with that chassis. I understand it's probably a very difficult one to convert into 164, especially Hot Wheels style. That being said, I think it's such an iconic car that it would merit maybe an update. There's that little car show. There's that little car show. I'll figure that out. You can see previews of what the other car show, and of course that's going to happen. All right, let's get to the third model. And this will be, again, there are two, in any normal mix, this would clearly be the most talked about casting. You know, one of those that it's like there's new castings, but there's still one that everybody wants. Skylines tend to do that. R34s tend to do that to sets. Like, there's cool new castings, and then but everyone wants the Datsun 510 or the R34. This Porsche 911 GT3R, the 992, is going to be a casting like that. It's just going to kind of take over whatever set it is in, except for the first time it shows up in a second color because of this Ferrari 499P. Look at the art on this one. It is so nice. I'm really fond of this one. This, if you're not familiar, this is Rexy. Note. There you go. I'm going to put this down here. And then, of course, the Chase, the Roxy Chase. I mean, my goodness, that thing is fabulous. And such a, you know, what they did to mix it up with the Roxy Chase going pink is still phenomenal. We might talk about that more in a little bit. I don't know how I'm gonna, let's see. I'm just gonna put this in the bushes like that. And then now we have the third color in a very simple but very clean Golf livery. Again, maybe a little bit more racing livery on it, but it's still really good looking here. This is a casting too that I think would be cool to see in maybe some sort of street, even though it really isn't a street car, but see it in some sort of street livery at some point. There's that. Toss it over there. Oh yeah, this is cool. The first thing I notice is the orange. Yeah, it's kind of a two-piece, like it's an orange roll cage, and then it looks to be, yeah, black interior. Oh, that's pretty nice. That is cool. Golf colors, carbon fiber roof detailing, and then of course the Golf logo on the side. That's clean. So yeah, I said that about the Pandem. I could use more deco. In this case, I mean, yeah, actually, you know what? Either you remove the Golf and make it just a clean version of the Porsche, or you add a little bit more racing livery. It's still fabulous. And a great second model from the Rexy Roxy set that I think is very nice. So even though they're parked in the bushes, that's pretty nice. Pretty nice trio right there. All right. I believe this is a new casting. I'm almost positive it's a new casting. Let's see. Well, we'll just open it up here in a second. 2024 Ford Mustang RTR Spec 5 FD. We have been, Hot Wheels and RTR, what they are doing is, in terms of making these drift Mustangs, is just pretty awesome. Like, they're going full wrap on these, and they look good. And we've seen this, we've seen them show up in 2-packs, Boulevard, and of course Car Culture. We have 4 versions of the last car. Maybe there's a 5th, but I couldn't remember, but I pulled out 4. And yeah, so let's just, I mean, obviously RTR background. I think they've done that before. This is cool. So I want to, instead of showing those 4 right now, let's show them after we open this up, because I really do need to compare the castings. I'm pretty sure this is new. Obviously with it's a 2024 Mustang. So, and this was released, the old casting was released before 2024. So let's just make sure. I'm probably overthinking, right? I tend to do that. Okay, so let's just pull out the first version. I think this is it. Yeah, it's different. It's different. I think Ron said it was different, all right? And I just am, like, you can just tell, first off, by just the back. Notice that notch out of the back. I mean, I guess I could show it this way. Yeah. I'm not, I don't have my close-up camera set here, but yeah, this is a new casting. This is new casting. So before we go and put that on the turntable, let me show you the first 4 from the RTR cars. I think this casting was done. Yeah, it was done. Yeah, RTR Spec 5. So and then the 5FD. So the first, so we have this one, and we're not going to put this in the grass. I'll have to put this in the pavement. So the first version was in this with those kind of like highlighter yellow wheels. Then there was a 2-pack, which I think repeated the same car. Maybe I don't have them in order, but this one had the 5 spokes in white, again with a full RTR Fun Haver racing wrap, which looks really, really good. So there's the second car. And these are cool on their own, but they're even better together. Pennzoil wrap. This was for Boulevard on the Spec 5 RTR Mustang. Chrome 10 spokes, I think, is a nice touch for the third one. And then they went clean. And I mean, is this Von Gitten's car? Is that kind of the deal? Because he has those little like color specs on those little color notches on the wheels, like he did on his 4GT. And this looks really nice with the highlighting, with the highlighter yellow trim. And now we have this one, which highlighter yellow comes back. Fun Haver deco totally wrapping this thing from the Type S or Type 5 at the top down to the back. I mean, this casting is even, I think, more extreme with the detailing than the last one. And then what they've done in those back wheels, that's not a new wheel, that's actually the moon disc that you've seen, they've had for a long time. And what they can do with the moon disc is actually tampo it. It does make for the wheel to be a little smaller in the back, but maybe that kind of vibes for drift. But I think that's the wheel they can use to give it that kind of deco. And but it does look really good. And it's one that I think, again, overshadowed by the Ferrari, but really, really nice. And we can just put that here. I'll put this just in the parking lot. It would be cool to see now the Mini GT GTP family is fabulous, and that's ultimately where to lean into GTP. But with these, if we can start forming a really cool family, I'm just gonna, we'll just show you real quick. I'll just put these down here. You have the black Cadillac. We haven't seen it in any like racing livery, but then we have the blue recolor. Then it was colored yellow this year. I don't think there's a second color so far, but there is coming. The Zamak, which we did the sneak peek of. So this is still from the sneak peek batch that was sent to me. So this clean Zamak is coming too, which makes for a nice little family of GTP cars. But I would like to see them as race cars, right? That's ultimately what we want to see. And we do, I'm going to move these over. We do get that with Ferrari. And I'm very excited about it. So let's go ahead and open this one up. Then we will get to the chase. And yeah, we're going to open the chase. Of course, we're going to open the chase. Oh, this feels so good. All right, let's throw this right here. Let's first off, let's just take a look. I'll give you some, you can see how Ron designed this. This is a true, like, he's gone full detail on this one. You can see the openings here. I know there's a term for that, but I can't remember what it is. But he really went to town on detailing this one. It does seem like, didn't he say, I think he said this is one of the more expensive premiums they've ever done, because it does look like, yeah, it does look like this spoiler might be part of a whole separate piece. Metal chassis, but this is a metal spoiler too, but it's clean. Look how well done that spoiler is. Has an incredible stance. We're in the Ron Wong era, are we not? I mean, look at the details on this. It's incredible. It's incredible. How is this not going to be a favorite for premium new model of the year? It's just, I mean, but then you have the LaFerrari coming, and oh man, it's just going to be a wild year. Let me do some comparisons. Let me just cut away real quick while I've got my screwdriver, and let's do some comparisons here. All right, let's go close up here so you can kind of see what's going on here. And we'll put it on the turntable too so you can kind of see it. This is, I am sure, Ron kind of went from the same notes here, because you're seeing some real similarities. But these are not the same car either. One is the 499P and the other is the 499P Modificato. So I think this is the actual race car, and this is like kind of a, I don't know if prototype's the right word, but it's like a show car, like something that they'll put on the track but not actually race it. So obviously you got the Spectre Flame paint, but there are some details here I'd have to see. Now, one thing on the RLC, you get side mirrors from Ron. I think trying to produce that for, maybe they don't need it, but for the premium is a little bit harder to do. But so this one gets the side mirrors, and this one obviously has the opening part showing the engine as well, which is super, super cool. So closing that up, I mean, details in the spoilers, notice that. There's some more differences there. So it was almost like, Ron, make the premium, and then if you want to, just go to town on making a super premium RLC, which will be a ton more expensive. I don't think there's very many complaints about seeing both of these. Putting those together like that, I mean, how nice does that look? And we have a third. We're off to a good start on the Ferrari 499P. Everything's been red. The other thing we can add, obviously, and if we're talking Ferraris here, we have the 3 that are out. First one was the 499 SF Stradale. We can put that in the car show. Maybe right. Well, let's see. We'll put these towards the front. We can do the Stradale in the back. We have the very popular F40 Competizione. Got to do better on saying that. That one everyone's been after, and then the classic racer, the 365 GTB for Competizione as well, that just came out in the LK. So you have those. That's where we're at. I mean, that's the entire Ferrari family so far this year. I think, yeah, the LaFerrari coming and the Team Transport set, right? So there's still more to come. I mean, Ferrari came in hot, right? So Ferrari 499P Chase. Cool thing about this one, as we've talked about, different art. I think that's a first. I mean, obviously they changed the color of the car, but I think this is the first time. So you have this one on the track, and then you have this one all black, which they've gone theme-wise. Like, this is not on the track because it's not a race car, because it doesn't have any racing livery. It is like, I mean, you might as well just compare it with the Cadillac, right? You could probably do that. Like, this is a show car, and it's in the test lab, you know, which is very cool. So I really like how they changed the art on this one. I hope to have another carded one, because I really want one. I like collecting the Chases carded, but if I have to pick between one carded and one loose, I want one loose, and so that is what we are doing. Pretty clean rip. And here is a gloss black Ferrari 499P, and it is gorgeous. We're going to talk Chases in the car show, and you can judge Chases. Obviously, black is what they do, with the exception of Roxy, but they've been conceptualizing the Chases. It seems like they've been approaching them differently, and this one conceptually as like a show car or a test car, you know, going all black. They don't put any deco on it. They just even remove that kind of signature yellow stripe running across, or I guess it's on the modificata, I'd say, but like running across the top of it. They've just gone all black rims, and Chase or not, it's just a really cool second take on this casting. We're going to obviously see future versions, but this is phenomenal. Okay, we spent some time on this. This set is cool. It's going to be very popular when it hits. People are pre-ordering it from all these hobby dealers. I don't blame them at all, because I think that it's just a phenomenal set from top to bottom. And there could be some peckorms, but who cares? Like, this is a great set, and a lot to talk about. I still got more. Let's just see where this Chase compares with the other iconic Chases. Is this the best Chase? I mean, how does it measure up against this one? Let's do that. Let's clear this out, and let's do that for the car show. All right. I may have bit off more than I can chew when it comes to this car show, but you know what? I promised it, so let's do it. We're talking Chases. I've got them all here. Car culture Chases, of course. So we're going to walk through these and see where the Ferrari fits in terms of, I don't know, hype, quality, you name it. We're just gonna see where it fits. We're not gonna rank them all. There's quite a few, but we know there's some top Chases. We're gonna see how it goes. First off, as I was pulling out the Chases, I did notice there was one other RTR car that I missed. I can't remember what set that's from. Maybe it was a Team Transport. That might be it. So was one. So, and you guys were probably noticing that. There it is. So there are 5 versions of the old casting, and then of course the first casting. All right. So what we're gonna do I've got the Ferrari here. I'm going to put this over here. So we just are going to look at this Ferrari. And then very quickly, I'm not doing turntable shots on these because you know what they look like. But we're just going to start forming this kind of cool car show here. And I'll kind of like, here, let's just make it go like this. Going through, and we'll just go chase by chase in order of release. And just say, is it better than the Ferrari? And then if we get to some debates, we'll get to it. So we start with the Corvette C8R. And I mean... And we can talk, I mean, I don't have to talk a ton about these chases, but we'll just give it some look here. All black with obviously the one major exception we'll get to. And all kind of done differently. This was the deco, and again, I'm not going to describe all these, but this was the deco of this one, just put into black with some kind of like, with some other trim. But is that better than the Ferrari? I'm not going to say it is. I love this chase because it just makes a ton of sense. This is the Black Series, the C63 Black Series, and done in black with black rims, which most of them are. It's all black with black rims, right? But just an alternative color. But I wouldn't say it's better than the Ferrari. And when I say better, I mean just, you know, well, you know, whatever. Okay, now here's the debate. There's already debate whether this one, the Liberty Walk R34, we know what's going to happen here. Like, it comes down to this one and Roxy, but let's just get to it. So is this better than Ferrari? Well, let's figure that out. But we're going to put it off to the side because that's part of the debate, right? Lamborghini, what was this one called? The Essenza. It's really awesome. And a pretty phenomenal chase, a model we haven't seen for a bit. And but it was very, very cool. I love how they did the number 63 in red as a cool contrast to the green version. But no, I wouldn't say, and I think there's a consensus. Someone might be someone's favorite casting, but I think there's a consensus there. This one I actually love too. Like, along with the C60, this is such the classic Countach, and I just love this in all black with the black rims. They changed the rims on this one. I think it was the first time they've done that from the original and in the, what was this, the Leno set. And but still, I think it's safe to say that one wouldn't go in there. Another one that was phenomenal was the black Volvo. Very surprise casting, very surprise execution with the lowered modern rims on this one and lowered, but still, yeah, I don't put it above the Ferrari. It almost seems like I'm criticizing these, and not at all. These are, like, these chases, when you start putting them together, this is what's so fun, is you see how awesome they are. Speaking of Pandem with the BRZ, here is the Pandem RX-7 and the FC Pandem. I was looking at the official title. This one, wasn't it gold rims on this one? So they changed this one up just a little bit with the wheels. They had to go with the small wheels. I think that one is pretty cool, but I'd also not put it there. Although I know that one is was a pretty buzzed up one. Some people think this isn't black. This is black. This is, what is this one called? This is the Willys, the 33 Willys. And they're like, no, this, you know, when I was talking about Roxy being the first non-black chase, we were like, yeah, but what about the Willys? No, this is black with rust. It's fully a black chase. It's just matte black with rust. So anyway, any arguments on there? I never got that argument. Then you go to the Speed Machines. This is the Porsche. I think it's really nice. Porsche chases, yeah, we'll get there. But this is a great casting. But again, when you're talking about just pure buzz, can't really put that one in there. Lamborghini. This is from the Spettacolore set. So the second Countach, but the modern Countach in black with black rims. Very nice, but no argument there. Really loved seeing this one in the Canyon Carver set go as a chase, because I just love this. And then a black Mercedes with black rims is a pretty phenomenal choice. I mean, all these stand on their own, whether they're chases or not, just as cool black Hot Wheels cars. But there's a particular time where that black just hits, and that one is there. But again, nope. Another Porsche chase, got a few of those. This was the first time that they actually just changed everything entirely. This one had, was it the KW, if I remember correctly, deco? And then they changed to the 75th anniversary deco for the Porsche 935. Changed pretty much everything about it. This is the first time you see like a true second version that's very different from the original. And as cool as that one is, it goes there. Okay, next one. Doesn't have any door handles. A little too big. Yeah, I wish this one was executed a little better, because I just love the Altezza. It's nice on its own. When you put it with, it's a bit of a bummer casting for me, because I love this car so much, and it just seems a little too big. But a lot of you don't agree with me. A lot of you love it, and Ron has added the door handles. So really cool. I actually found that, it was one of the few chases I found on the pegs, but that one goes there. A sadly peg warming set, but the very nice chase with the Land Cruiser Prado in black. Changed the rims on this one, kept that kind of cool Toyota striping, which I always think is cool. But that was a very, very nice chase. Let's move this down a little bit and let's keep on going into the next year. We had this weird set that kind of rolled out weird, but very nice chase. They actually just kept the deco, kind of a retro deco on this Porsche, changed it gray over black. Very nice, but not in the Buzz. We know what the Buzz cars are. This is more of just a review, right? So here was another cool chase, and we've seen this. We'll see this with the Ferrari, but the same execution. You had the Corolla GR in racing livery, drift livery, and then Formula D. And then the chase was a true street version, black with black rims. So like a totally different execution, like the Porsche. Cool to see the racing deco go. Very, very nice one. But I don't think we'll crack the top three. Alfa Romeo was a very nice version in black, unique. Nice set on that one. I never really saw it in the stores, which was strange, but a nice chase. We'll just keep it at nice. This is, I think, going into the underrated category, the Prince Skyline. We haven't seen it since this Japan Historic set is truly underappreciated. We kind of show our true colors sometimes on these because this is such a classic Japanese car, but if it's not, and it is a Skyline, but if it's not kind of within that certain range, it doesn't get the same buzz. But it was really nice because we got the racing version and then we got this black chase, which I just thought was so cool. Then I think in the order we go, then we go to this, the Datsun truck. Another one that got kind of the deco changed on it. I think the rims changed on it. Very, very nice chase that I think was very popular was this lifted Datsun truck from the off-road set. That off-road set has had some sad peg warming contributors, but this definitely wasn't. And then is that when we move to the one that really stands out? That ain't black. That's Roxy. We've talked enough about it. You knew it was coming. And yes, this has to go over here into this trio that we're going to let battle it out, see where it stands. There's one other one that I think will go into this trio because I think this chase has been highly sought after. Another Pandem. This is the second Pandem chase, third Pandem car that we're seeing, and that was what we talk about today. BRZ, RX-7, and of course the R32 Skyline wide body, which is really, really cool. They kept the deco on this one. Instead of removing it, just grayed it out, which was super cool. I'm going to put it in that Buzz top chase. This one, sadly, it's gotten a little bit criticized. I just love that they did this, and I love that they did this chase. And let's just give it some love, everybody. I really love the Lancia Stratos. It's such a legendary, cool car and fits nicely in this family of chases. Does it not? Give it some love. Then I think, yeah, in order, the next one, I consider this one in that top Buzz one, but I feel like it's just short of those top four we're talking about. But really, really nice casting. Another Ron casting done beautifully. Liberty Walk McLaren, just unique, very, very cool execution. Sits well next to the Stratos. And then Land Cruiser, modern Land Cruiser, blue. This one is just a very nice street version as well in black. I just think this execution is phenomenal. I don't know if this was Rob who did this one or if it was Ron, but I do love that one. That one looks good. Look how cool these look together. And then the last one before the Ferrari, just hitting now, and another a lot of new castings in this one was the Audi RS6 Avant. And this one looks beautiful. And they had that tribute Audi livery on the actual model, and this one gets totally cleaned up, goes straight black with black rims, and looks just on its own phenomenal, kind of themed well with the Ferrari. Look at those. That's everything minus the four we're going to talk about, and they're great. So, what's the top one? We're going to take the Pandem out. I think it deserves to be in this conversation as one of the top chases, most sought after chases, best chases. Call it whatever you want, but we will remove that one. onto the list, so that one goes back into the car show. So it really comes down to Roxy, Liberty Walk, and I really do think this Ferrari, because you've got, okay, so here's the arguments for each one of these. Let's start with the Liberty Walk, because it's the first one. This was the first, I mean, the chases were really creating a buzz, and then this one came out. And if you just look at secondary market, this is the most valuable right now. And it's maintained it, and it continues to increase in value. Roxy is up there, right? And the Ferrari's debuting strong, and it will continue to be strong. I don't think it's going to go down in value. And I don't want to base everything on secondary value, but this one was such a cool, grayed out. You know, the deco stayed the same. Obviously, it was in the red and black Panda deco, and then goes full black with the grayed out deco. Just truly, like, just from the origins, where it fits in the history of these chases and car culture, I still think it's, oh boy, it might be the best one. The argument for the Roxy, obviously, is that it was the first non-black one, that there's a story behind it, that, you know, Hot Wheels was working with the AO Racing team on Rexy, and they came back and said, you know what, we are developing a, like, Rexy's cousin or sister or something like that, how they put it, I don't remember. And it's going to be similar livery with the dinosaur face, but it's going to be pink. And the Hot Wheels team said, why don't we just make it the chase instead of doing a second version? So that's what they did. So the story behind this one's the best. And so this one has the story, and obviously the fact that it's non-black. And then this one is just, it's really cool executed, because they removed all the stripes and on all the racing deco, kind of conceptualized it different as a test, or as a test car or a show car. And it's the first premium Ferrari chase. Three, two, one. That's how I'm doing it. This one is really, really cool, but story is awesome on this one. This is just a significant release. Story is good on this one, but this is still number one. It's just the OG. It's just the original one. I still think this is the best chase. I could be argued on this one. This one, it's kind of a wait and see. But there's your top three. Would you agree with me on that? You guys can give me all your ideas as well, because this is actually pretty. I'll move this back here. It's a pretty cool collection, isn't it? They're cool to see all together. Just that sea of black is awesome. Right? Yeah, right. Okay, this was an epic show. You guys tell me what you think. Obviously, I don't have to ask if you're going to get this set. I think most people are going to be pursuing it if you're watching this video all the way through. You guys tell me what you think on the chase ranking that I have. Maybe one day I'll try and rank them all from top to bottom. That's going to be hard, but that'll be a video for someday. Anyway, thanks everybody. Bye.